Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing this afternoon? I hope this afternoon finds you well and very prosperous. Couldn't get the word out, y'all. And I am just coming up here to show you what I made. Wait a minute. There it is. This is some beans, and I don't know how well you see how. Let's see. There you go. That's a little better. I made some beans and some meatloaf mix. Those little chunks that you see in there, the little chunks of meat, that's meatloaf. I made meatloaf the other day. And today, I slice up just a slice, one little slice of meatloaf, and put it over there in the beans. And I tell you, it's delicious. Y'all need to try that sometime. That's why I came up here. So let me go up here and share this. Because a lot of people don't know this, that you just put, ground beef into beans or, it's like making chili, actually. Delicious. And I got me a few crackers here. And I'm going to have lunch. Well, actually, it's a late lunch because it's about 3:30. So I'm having a late lunch. And it is so good. Most of the time I use bush beans. I use bush beans. I think it's the home style or, I don't know. There's so many different bush beans. Whatever hits my fancy, those are the ones. I don't like my beans real sweet though, because these to me are sweet enough. You don't have to add any sugar or anything. But if you wanted to, you could add some onions, chop up some onions real fine. And I think I would saute my onions first before adding them to the beans. You saute them, and there's a lot of things you can add to beans, y'all. Try the kielbasa, and then put you some beans in the kielbasa. That's a quick dinner for young mothers or young working mothers or any kind of mother. Whoever's working, you want a quick meal? That's what you do. You take your kielbasa. Well, first of all, you want to fry some onion. If you're an onion fan like myself, and I am an onion fan, just about everything goes into an onion. And so you take your, let me turn Dr. Phil down. I haven't had him on my TV for quite some time, y'all. Dr. Phil has not been on this TV for, unless I'm just passing through to cut him off. But anyway, you take you chop your onions up or slice them, whichever way you like them. You like them sliced, or if you like them, I don't know, finely chopped, however you like your onions. And you put a little oil, you got to have a little oil in your pan. Or I wouldn't say spray. I would say put a little oil of some sort in your pan. Something like vegetable oil, canola oil, something like that. Put that in your pan and saute your onions. Actually, if you want to fry your kielbasa first. Some people like to slice them up and then fry them, but I'm just the opposite. I like mine whole. Fry them whole, flip them over, because, basically they're already done anyway. And so you want to really just get them nice and hot. And so you make them, you fry them whole, and then you take that out of the pan. Now you're ready to saute, your onions, your chopped up onions, sliced onions, or what have you. You're ready to, get those all stirred up there, and I can smell them cooking now, y'all. Yeah, I smell them. I'm getting excited. And so you put that in the pan and just get them until they're like translucent. You want them done. You don't want them raw. But some people like them raw. Each to his own. If you like them sort of, got a little bite to them, put a little crunch in there. Let it be a little crunch. And some people like to put a little black pepper in, a little red pepper, crushed red. Some people even like to put green pepper, but I'm not really that green pepper fan like that. And that's really a simple dish for you to cook. your kids hungry, and you hungry. And so after you get that all sauteed and get the sausage all browned up and everything, that's when you're gonna slice, if you want it sliced, which I just like mine, like I said, cut like in serving sizes. Cut them up in serving sizes or cut them in, slice them as you like them. And then you got your beans in there, heat them up, serve them, get you some crackers, get the kids some crackers. Sometimes you might want a slice of bread or a bun or something with it. And, they got some good rolls out there. Them Hawaiian rolls are pretty good, y'all. And you'll feel like you had a great meal. And somebody might think you've been cooking like, for hours, which you have not. You put a meal together in like 30 minutes or less. Yeah, that's it. 30 minutes or less. That's exactly what that boils down to. You got your beans and your kielbasa. And if you want to scramble some hamburger, that'd be entirely up to you. And another thing that you can put in there, now this is still using kielbasa. You fry your kielbasa first, put your onions, just like you did the first recipe. Saute your onions, saute your onions, put your kielbasa in there, and then you cut up you some take the kielbasa out, cut up you some cabbage and put that in there, and let the cabbage cook, however long you like your cabbage to cook. Cook the cabbage in the same frying pan, but you might want to cover the cabbage, because today's cabbage, I don't know. So you cover the cabbage, and excuse me, you season it like you like it. Salt and pepper. I'm a salt and pepper type of gal myself. And so you put that in the pan, put that all in the saucepan, and then you cover it. I don't know, about a half an hour your cabbage probably is going to take these days. But I've seen cabbage take maybe 15 to 20 minutes back in the day. But I don't know about these cabbage today. So you just cook the cabbage. And there you have it. Get you a little pot. Put you some mac and cheese in them, some noodles in there. And wait till they get done. Cut up you some cheese. Now this is on top of the stove. All macaroni and cheese does not have to be baked, even though it's better if you bake it. I'm talking about a fast meal for you right here. You got kids. The kids are looking at mommy. They hungry. You just got home from work. You frustrated because you got to cook. Your dinner is not prepared as you were supposed to have cooked yesterday. Enough for today, but you didn't. So now you got to cook a quick meal. And that's what you do. You get in the kitchen, quick meal it, 30 minutes or less. Y'all are sitting down to the table, having a nice conversation, asking the kids about their day. What did they do today? What did they learn today? What did the teacher talk to you about today? And sometimes the kids have a lot to talk to you about. But then sometimes you got to tell that kid, eat more and talk less, because you want to go ahead and eat and relax, so you got to get the dinner done. I don't know if you got a baby. This is what I used to go through. You got to get the baby ready, get the baby all washed up, get the baby, settled down and everything, because the baby hungry too. You got to have his little baba. Then sometimes you might want to try to give the baby some food, give a little piece, some type of food. And the baby wants to play in the food, so you got to mess the clean. You got to mess the clean up now, because the baby done put food all over the floor. Now you frustrated. And the other little kids, they got a lot to talk to. They fight with each other. They throwing food across the table. And what's daddy doing? You are ready to tear your hair out. But I tell you what, at least they are fed. They had their dinner. They had their 30-minute meal, and they straight. Give them the Kool-Aid, let them go to bed. Take a bath. No, you got to take a bath first, if it's bath night. Because my kids, I used to give my kids like every other night or something like that bath. So this time you're exhausted. But guess what you got to do now? Wash the dishes. If your kids are not big enough to wash it, you got to wash them. So you get on in there and wash them dishes. And then what? Go take a snooze on the couch right quick. Because you have had it by this hour. But you still might have a load of clothes to wash before you get, because you got to get up and go to work in the morning, for goodness sake. And then you got to have some clean clothes for the kids. So if you had a lot of kids like I did, like 5. Well, I had the 4 children at one time. 4 girls had, one time because my son came way later. So you got to wash some clothes for them 4 girls so they can have some clean clothes to wear. And let's not forget these heads, the little nappy head. You got to do something about that. And my kids walked around, I'm telling you, for quite a few days with some little nappy heads. It was a lot to do. You know what? I didn't mean to get carried on in there and relive my life with y'all like that. That wasn't what I came up here to do. I came up here to tell you, to show you my beans. And look at them now. They all, look at that. They done got all cool. Now I got to reheat my beans. But anyway, I enjoyed talking to y'all. I enjoyed reliving my, childhood. Well, not my childhood, but my, younger days. That's one of my younger days. And that's one of the things that I used to cook back in the day. Cook something fast, have a fast meal. And another thing that I used to cook was the chicken pot pie, Swanson. Swanson made some good chicken pot pies. And I often wonder whatever happened to Swanson. Those pies, the stuff they got out there today, no. But you can always make your own. I got to go, y'all. I got to eat my food because I's hungry, like I said before. And I'll tell you, who did I see making that good old, well, it looked good. I've never tried it personally myself. But Gina Young, I seen Gina Young make some chicken pot pie that looked good. And she used the pie crust in the, that you buy in the store, already made pie crust. So y'all need to check out her video because that looked delicious to me. And it looked like it's something, not too complicated to make. All you need is your ingredients and mix it together and throw it in the oven. That's for your working moms who don't know what to do, who don't know what to cook tonight. You can't have fried chicken every night, and you can't, what is that? Go out and eat every single night. Once a week, y'all. That's what I used to do. We used to eat out once a week. I did not cook on Saturday for nobody. I ain't cook nothing on Saturday. That's my day off. I ain't cook nothing. So we would eat out or, order pizza or something. I gotta go, y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.